the Honor Magic 7 Pro, again, a great all-rounder. We've both used it for a while. I've done a video on it after using it for about a month. It's a very good device. Like, it carries on from the symmetrical design that we've got on the Honor Magic 6 Pro. It's Honor kind of go into detail that it's a Cosmos-inspired design and stuff. And I was like, it's a nice design. It's very symmetrical. I like it. IP68 and IP69. So it can withstand water and dust resistance. So it can be submerged in water, but it can also take high temperature and, high water pressure as well. Now, here's the interesting thing about the display, right? It's full HD+, but it's got up to a 5000 nits HDR peak brightness, 8T LTPO technology. But one of the things that I think Honor really excels in, which I don't think is talked about enough, is when it comes to eye comfort. So they've got the highest PWM dimming, right? So it's 4,320 hertz. Now, this is especially useful if you're somebody who uses a smartphone in bed, for example, right? It's just it's so much easier on the eye. You've got circular polarization. They've got all of these things that they've really done for reducing eye fatigue, which I think, a lot of people don't really think about. The other thing that's unique on the Honor Magic 7 Pro, Edbonk, is that it's the industry's first dual 3D biometric security experience, which means it's got 3D facial unlock, right? Because it's got a time-of-flight sensor.
Yeah.
And it's got 3D ultrasonic fingerprint scanner as well, right? Now, the one thing that really annoys me whenever I do a S25 Ultra video, especially if I'm comparing it to the iPhone, you always get some smart asses in the comments saying, oh, my S25 Ultra does have Face ID. Ha ha ha. I don't know what you're talking about, right? And it's like, no, you have no idea what you're talking about because it's just using the front-facing camera. It's funny because if you actually go into enable it, Samsung literally tell you themselves this is not going to be as secure, right? Because it's only using the front-facing camera. I'm not saying it's going to be like, you just point it at anybody, it's going to unlock. It's just not as secure, right? Whereas using a time-of-flight sensor is actually using depth information for your face and it's much more secure, right? The Honor Magic 7 Pro is the only device in the world that has both.
Yeah.
So you can use facial unlock when you want, and you can use a fingerprint scanner. Because usually I prefer a fingerprint scanner. Like, it's just so much easier, and especially when I'm in bed, my face is halfway sunken into the pillow. I literally locked myself out of my banking app on my iPhone 16 Pro Max once, right? Because of that reason. Because I was trying to unlock it. Half asleep, I was like, why is this not unlocking? And I was like, oh man, that's what frustrates me, right? But obviously the Honor Magic 7 Pro ticks both of the boxes. Now, before I kind of talk about the cameras, what has been your experience with the Honor Magic 7 Pro so far?
I mean, it's a good device. I think overall, in terms of specs, hardware, it's good. I'm not the biggest fan of the device feel or shape. I think it feels bulkier than it should. But I do like the fact that, yes, I agree, the dual security unlocks there are great. The 5000 nits, it's a bit of a gimmick because, again, like you said, you get to a certain curve, it really does not matter. It just kind of flats out. But the PWM dimming, that is fantastic. I am same way too. I basically say I'm going to bed and then I'm still online. So it's definitely useful. I like the fact that they've touched on those points on the device. I think as a device as a whole, it is absolutely solid because everything's stacked all the way through, from charging to specific features on the device itself. And then we get to the camera, which I'll let you start off the camera first, and we can continue.
So you mentioned a few of the things there. The battery, it's got a silicon carbon battery, right? So that's great. Like, that is using the latest technology there. And it's also 100 watts of wired supercharging and 80 watts of wireless charging, right? So the 100 watts is there. It's got a big silicon carbon battery, which means it does last longer than the S25 Ultra. Now, I would say the key thing is with the cameras, very good cameras overall, I would say. 50 megapixel primary camera, 50 megapixel ultra wide camera, 200 megapixel telephoto camera, and it's also got a 50 megapixel front camera, right? Now, what I really like about the Honor Magic 7 Pro is, like, one AI feature that I think is really good is when it's got AI motion sensing capture, right? So you can just activate this mode, do whatever, and it's going to capture that specific moment, that highlight moment of, say, for example, if you're jumping or if there's some sports happening or anything like that. That is been there for a while, but it does work really well, and I do like it. The hardcore portraits are really nice, right? Performance, obviously, Snapdragon 8 Elite. I would say that the only thing, like, when it comes to software, like the AI features, they're good. You've got AI translation, you've got AI interpreter, you've got AI transcript assist, you've got a lot of these things. Obviously, Google Gemini is built in. But I think where Samsung kind of stands out amongst the crowd is their AI features are a little bit more relatable. They're a bit more usable. Like, for example, you've got things like AI sketch to image, right? Where you can just doodle on something and boom, it's going to make it into a masterpiece. The Magic Eraser on the S25 Ultra, I would say, is the best. Because you can just, if you want to remove something from it, it actually uses AI to fill that in properly. It just doesn't like do like
A blur.
yeah. And I think this is where everybody's trying to push AI, but I think one area where, Galaxy AI is leading is because they are providing more generative AI experiences on their devices compared to others. And I think that's where most other devices are lacking right now when it comes to generative AI.
Yeah, I agree. I think just starting from the AI spot and then heading back to the camera is that one of the things that I appreciate with the Galaxy, because I use the AI features on the Honor, and it's nice, but it's not relatable. Is the key part. One of the things that Samsung has is like that I like is even though I know I'm not going to use it that much, but I understand it well, is the conversations where it does the AI translate when you have phone calls. But now it also does transcripts. So you can record a conversation. So even if it's just like a business meeting, you can have that recorded as a transcript, and you see the text, and it also will jump. If you click on the text from the person, it will actually play the audio out as well. So there's direct corroboration for whatever conversations you're having. It's not something you're going to use all the time, but it's something you go, this is valuable that I may use. And then the other features, and that's something that I think that a lot of brands haven't gotten to yet. And I think Auto has the right idea, especially the one with the photo, trying to capture the right photo. I think just the implementation of getting those things right for the viewer, I think will play a lot. And I think when implementing like AI features to camera, I would prefer if somebody does it this way, is that when I take a photo or shot, it does the AI feature anyway, minus like the sketch stuff. But if anything that is done to improve the image or get me the right image, do that and then offer me when I view, like, oh, here are the other options that you can pick from, because you didn't catch it correctly, or you were doing this, or it was an action shot, and even though you didn't know, we recorded it for you anyway. Then you can select it. I think that would be a better. But I like the fact that they are thinking, at least Honor thinking within those lines and trying to push that direction. The camera is solid. The camera does a really good job. I can't complain about the camera. The camera doesn't wow me as much. I would say it's a really good camera. Video still needs some improvement, but overall it's a solid camera. I think honestly, yes, they are in the right track. It's just a matter of fine-tuning some of that AI, for something more relatable, and then getting those wow moments in camera. I think right now in camera, overall, everyone's looking for the wow. It's like, oh yes, this does. Whether it's Samsung, whether it's Honor, whether it's Apple, doesn't matter who it is. You've got to wow us, or else it's like, it's a good
I think the
camera.
Vivo recently did that. It wowed a lot of people. The Vivo X200 Pro, and I think that's something that people need to kind of replicate. Whatever they're doing, it's like everything really just pops, and it's like, okay, that looks like, whoever I show is like, wow, okay, that looks nice. So I think that's what that's what a lot of these brands need to replicate.
Yeah,
should we say?
I agree.